Link in the descriptions to the original footage used here. Let's look at how desperate the mainstream are regarding COVID and, of course, the globe. We'll let the mayor of Chicago kick this pantomime off, and we'll just break down the nonsense that is mainstream science and mainstream media.
Thank God. Science is back, baby. And the earth is round, not flat.
Now, let's just go back to our friend here. I love science, my dear. Here's the problem. The globe is scientifically impossible. And that is a scientific fact. Every tower crane on Earth tells me and demonstrates and shows me that the spinning globe, the heliocentric model, is impossible. And that is a scientific fact. So you loving science is great, but the fact you've been deluded by the sophistry and the mainstream narrative and education system, you put that first over reality, tells me you're not that smart, sweetheart. Otherwise, you'd love real science regarding the physical world. Particularly if you're touching a globe and professing real science and the globe walk hand in hand, when the globe has no science to back it that is demonstrable in any shape or form, just mathematical storytelling and silly, daft assumptions based on even more daft and ridiculous stories. So I suggest you look at the real world, real science that can be demonstrated. And why not start at tower cranes, my dear, where the fact that every tower crane on Earth proves that the globe is scientifically impossible. Give me a demo with a pendulum, refute me, proving cranes can be dead still on a spinning ball. 6 years I've been waiting.
Washing your hands does work.
Now we got to listen to people like this now about COVID. Ignore reality. Listen to morons on the television, idiots in a white coat who clearly, no disrespect to her, haven't got a Scooby-Doo about reality. This is just a data junkie. Some nerdo who goes home and works themselves up into a frenzy over data. But they've got no grasp on reality, but they want to tell you all about reality. You can stick your data, my sweetheart, where the sun doesn't shine. I judge and make my decisions regarding reality based on reality, okay?
Social distancing does matter, and wearing a face covering does help protect.
I prefer to breathe and have my body's natural defences work for me and my body's natural cycles working for me until there's a real science to prove that what is being said on the television and by governments regarding COVID-19 to be true, and that is backed by real science, not dodgy test kits, false misrepresentations and false reporting. I might take some notice, but all I seem to get is misrepresentations, cloudy judgments, poor reporting, dodgy test kits. Sorry, nah. Reality tells me someone's up to no good here, and I'll do what I feel is best for me and safest for me, because I know best for me, because I clearly can see reality for what it is. I don't go home working myself up into a frenzy over data. I make my decisions based on reality from my experiences of reality, not what some clown on the TV is trying to tell me. Sorry, sweetheart.
All of us. I do love science.
Again, same. I love science. The science that can be demonstrated. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to run off on a tangent, hypothesizing about what could be. But when I'm talking about the shape of the earth, I stick to demonstrable science. And if we're talking about this COVID, I'd like it proven first and foremost, not just muddied water, very suspicious statistics. I'd like transparency in what really is going on. Clearly, the way it's being reported is dodgy as you like. So why don't you start with the science of honesty, my darling, and discernment? You'd see there's a real problem with what's going on at the moment. Science never went away. It was just the science of delusion and sophistry is come unstuck. So you're trying to repackage your bullshit. Do you see what's going on here? And how this mainstream works? Right, just before we go, we're going to see now some supposed globe evidence from a couple of well-known globagandists, the plastic professor and ping pong. They were literally salivating over these cartoons earlier. So let's just have a look at this before we go. Dear oh dear. Here we go, literally grown men salivating over cartoons. Ridiculous. Rather than supposedly take loads of shots, then send them to be put into some computer to put them together, then they come out in CGI form, why don't you just film it in top quality video footage? This is supposedly a rocket launch from the ISS. There's the rocket there, bottom middle there, bottom left coming up to middle, going up towards the top right of the screen now. Ridiculous. Rather than give us these photographs converted into CGI type footage, why not just film it in high quality footage in the first place? Ridiculous, all of this stuff. All of it fails the smell test. And literally, you had, like I say, ping pong and the plastic professor literally working themselves up into a frenzy over this nonsense, somehow citing this as globe evidence. Ridiculous. No practicality. Even the mayor of Chicago demonstrated how ridiculous all of this spinning ball nonsense is. Indirectly, of course. Dear oh dear.